Do you ask questions in your meeting and just get crickets and everybody just sits there silent? Do you ask for people's input and the same two people respond every single time? Well, in this video, I want to share why that may be happening and one simple thing that you can do to be able to begin to shift it. Hi, I'm Chris Littlefield. I'm the founder of a company called Beyond Thank You. I spent over 15 years helping leaders around the world have the conversations that open lines of communication and keep them open. Let's jump in. I spent the better part of 15 years facilitating groups, whether that was cross-border dialogue programs with Israelis and Palestinians or helping marketing and sales get out of their silos and start communicating again. And inside that work, I get the opportunity to observe people and observe how they operate and interact within groups. And when people aren't sharing, then obviously there's usually a lack of psychological safety. And that lack of psychological safety is often a result of when people will ask for input, then what happens is instead of people taking that input or acknowledging that input, what leaders often unintentionally do is they dismiss it, either by saying, well, I'm a little upset about this. Well, you don't need to feel upset about this. Then this is what we do and this is normal. And then the person goes, well, okay, I guess you don't want my input. Or, hey, who has ideas? And then one person shares an idea and the person goes, well, that wouldn't work because of this. Or somebody else in the group says that, but then the leader doesn't say, hey, we're here to hear all the different ideas and then we'll make a decision at the end. And if we don't call out those behaviors, or if we don't acknowledge and appreciate people for what they share, even if we don't use the idea, then people are going to stop sharing ideas. And then the same two people who don't care whether you agree or disagree are going to be the only ones who speak up. So if you want to be the kind of leader who draws out discussion, who's able to capitalize on the expertise in the group, then we need to first start that if you ask a question and people respond, first acknowledge what they share. And then ask a second question to ask them, why do you feel the way you do? And then if nobody's sharing, start calling on people by name. Hey, Chris, what do you feel about this? And if you've got some shyer people on your team, then pause and give people an opportunity to think. Hey, I'd love to hear people's input on X. I want to give you a minute just to kind of jot down some of your thoughts on it. And then I would love to hear the input of the group. And then as people share, just acknowledge what you heard them share. Hey, I heard that you thought that this was a good idea, but you were a little concerned about X. Could you tell me a little bit more about those concerns? And hey, does anybody else have that concern? And why do you? And bring out that discussion by asking follow-up questions, digging in to understand why people feel the way they feel. And the more that your team sees you do that, the more they're going to realize, well, maybe they do care about my input, and then they'll start to share. Because as a wise mentor of mine who sadly passed away this last year, Mark Goldstein, said, it's less important what we say to others than what we empower others to say to us. And if you want the people on your team to feel like their opinion matters, spend less time talking and more time asking and following up and being interested. Because if you do, they're going to start sharing more. I'm Chris Littlefield from Beyond Thank You, and if you found this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe and share at least one other person who you know it'll make a difference for. And together, let's build cultures where communication flows and where people feel valued every single day. Take care.